And welcome to this year's scholarship presentation program. This of course is actually a great event. It certainly makes our students extremely happy. But I was just reflecting with Dawn a little bit earlier today about the growth of the scholarship program and the growth in the number of scholarships that we have to offer. Going back maybe a dozen years or so, 10 years or so, there was only about a dozen of these scholarships being given out in any given year. And certainly that's grown over time because of the generosity of donors, and including our affiliated foundation board, the Optometry Center of New York. And it's really a commitment to our students, trying to ensure that your education stays as affordable as possible. Now, certainly as a state university, we already have a little bit of an advantage, just simply that our tuition is not as high as many others across the country. But of course, New York City is also a bit of a challenge from a financial standpoint. And the real goal is to make sure that when you graduate, when you complete your studies, whether you do a residency or don't do a residency, the debt burden that you carry is not obstructing you or keeping you from making choices. And choices about the kind of practice you want to pursue, the mode of practice you want to pursue, the community you want to serve. So these scholarships really become quite important. And so I think tonight we're giving out about 45 different scholarships. Certainly quite a bit more than those 12 that I talked about. The numbers keep on going up, in terms of the size of those scholarships, because we really wanted to make a difference, in your lives and in the way you can approach your studies and the way you can focus on your studies. So I certainly want to begin by thanking the donors who are here. There are some donors who are not able to come, and many of those will be given out by some of us, but many of the members of the Board of Trustees of the Optometry Center of New York. And I would just kind of highlight, this is more for our students. I think most of the others do know it. But the Optometry Center of New York Foundation really is supporting your education in many ways. Certainly scholarships are really prime, is a prime example. And we're giving out close to $150,000 tonight. But there's other scholarships that they support and give as well, and so it's usually closer to about $500,000 a year. But there's scholarships. They certainly support some of your student services and student programs, that you get to participate in throughout your time at the college. They help to support charitable care for our patients in the University Eye Center. They support vision research. So in many ways, they're always a bit ever present, but they're also kind of hidden sometimes, so we don't always express our appreciation the way we should. So just members of the Board of Trustees of OCNY, would you just raise your hands, to come on, okay. I'm going to say, before we begin, I'm just going to say one thing that I say every single year, and that is, it's certainly our hope, that as you follow your careers and you pursue your careers, that you do well. And just as so many of the people in the room have dedicated themselves to helping you through your education and support you through these scholarships, we do hope, and I'll even kind of impose a little moral obligation, that at some point in your career, you actually think about giving back and perhaps supporting a student who's coming behind you. So with that, let's jump in and begin to give out some money. I actually get to give out the first scholarships. And the first scholarships are the Dr. Nathan and Laura Millman scholarships. Now, the Millmans, Ron Millman, Dr. Ron Millman in New Jersey, is a member of our board. And he and his wife have long been really dedicated themselves to giving scholarships, not just at this institution, but at others as well. And he was one of the folks, actually, those dozen years ago, who was sort of screaming, feeling like they were the only ones doing it, or they were part of a small crowd, and really tried to encourage and urge others to participate in well quite successfully. So we actually have 5 students, who are getting this scholarship. Unfortunately, the first one, Sweta Patel, mentioned that she was not feeling well, and Dawn quickly said, what's our motto here? If you're not feeling well, please do not come in. Something that we've learned over the past few years. But the next is Jesse Yu. Why don't you stay up here and we'll do a group pick. The second is Laura Ladino. Next, we have Brian Song. And last but not least, Joy Desmond. Okay. We'll Photoshop Dr. Melvin now. Thank you. Congratulations. The next is the Dr. Mark S. Fader Scholarship for Clinical Excellence in Primary Care. Now, Dr. Fader also could not be here.
Nor as a student.
Nor as a student. That makes it easy. But I would actually say, Dr. Fader, and he's a good role model for the rest of you. Very successful private practice in Connecticut, but better known for starting the company iDoc. A few years ago, he sold iDoc and did quite well for himself. And one of the first things he did was approach Don and talk about getting back to his alma mater. And so he established these scholarships, but you also may notice that one of the lecture halls on the first floor is Fader Hall. And so he basically took advantage of the naming opportunity for that lecture hall as well. Okay, to present the next scholarships, these are the alumni and alumni memorial scholarships. I'd like to invite Dr. Vito Proscia from the class of 91 to join us.
It's a pleasure to see you all here tonight. The current president of the Alumni Association Board.
What's that?
I think it's on.
Shout. There we go. And the true spirit behind the Alumni Association scholarships is to remind you that there's an alumni network of over 3,600 professionals who are here to help you through your academic and professional journey. I say this every year as well, but it's true that, you know, when you walk out the doors after 4 years, you're not done at SUNY. It really should, you should always think of it as your second home. To exemplify that, on the alumni board, we have members old enough to have graduated in 1991. We won't say who that is. And we have members on the alumni board that graduated as recently as 2021. So it's really a broad spectrum. But you know, you should always think of SUNY as your second home, and you can always come back. So when you're finished, you're not really finished. On behalf of the Alumni Association Board, it's my pleasure to offer 3 scholarships to future optometrists. Congratulations to Jerry Lee, class of 2025. Congratulations, Julia Jaeger, class of 2026. And congratulations to Anna Camparisi, class of 2025.
Group photo. The student part.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. To present the next scholarship. The next scholarship is the Dr. Jerome Weiss Scholarship. And I would like to invite Tom Farrell, Mr. Tom Farrell, who is a member of our Board of Trustees, simply join me. Who?
Okay.
You sure it's okay?
I can move, yes?
Okay. And here you go. Okay, and to receive the award, I'd like to invite Diana Garrity to join me.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
No, he has one more. He has one more.
One more?
Yep.
I was just going to say, I was told there were two.
Okay, I don't follow instructions very well. The next one actually is the Dennis and Leslie Gare Scholarship. And Dennis Gare is actually a member of our Board of Trustees as well, and unfortunately he could not be here. But his scholarship goes to Samia Kiev.
Congratulations.
Now, it usually takes about 3/4 of the program for us to develop a rhythm. Thanks. No, that's on me, not on you. The next scholarship will be presented by Marge Axelrad, also a member of the OCNY Board of Trustees.
Hello, everyone. This is the Gregory Hess Scholarship. Greg Hess was a former member of the Foundation Board as well. And this year, the award goes to Brandon Cohenmere. The next scholarship is in memory of Jeff White, who was one of the co-founders of Marshawn Eyewear. I happen to know him very well. And the recipient is Tiffany Chen.
You get a shot at the three. One more photograph over there.
Oh.
Just for both statements. The next award is the Harold and Sheila Wilshinsky Scholarship. It will be presented by Al Wilshinsky, also a member of the OCNY Board of Trustees. Would you like to say a word?
Being here says it all. I don't have to say any more than that. Thank you for being here. Jessica Muskovich.
To present the New York State Optometric Association Dr. Alden Hafner scholarships, I'd like to invite Drs. Brian Walensky and Dr. Jason Compton to the front. No.
And.
Doesn't say your
I
name.
know.
No. Here we go.
All right, guys, I'm Dr. Stacia Laser. I currently serve as the secretary of the NYSOA, the New York State Optometric Association, and I'm joined by Dr. Jason Compton and Dr. Brian Walensky, your Metropolitan Trustees. And we do, the NYSOA certainly always supports the students, and we recognize the future of the profession and the future of our association lies within the students. And so we've committed 10 years of scholarships, and we will continue to commit to support the students and SUNY students specifically. This year, it's our pleasure because we have worked closely with Dr. Anxiety and Tracy C. And so I really am honored to present this scholarship on behalf of the NYSOA.
Actually,
Okay, how do we do this? They should be in the middle. In the middle. We got it.
I've heard of wedding crashers, but that's the first scholarship crasher. Our next scholarship is the New Jersey Academy of Optometry Scholarship. It will be presented by Dr. David Trudell.
Hello everyone, welcome. I'm very happy to be able to present this scholarship because the New Jersey Academy of Optometry has always been a generous benefactor of our students. And so I'd like to just call up Karen Chen from the class of 2026. The second New Jersey Academy of Optometry scholarship goes to Alicia Clementi. So it's also my pleasure to present the Milton Scholarships. Phyllis Milton has always been a generous donor to the scholarships here at the college. She's always been all about trying to remove obstacles for higher education. And so it's my pleasure now to call Sanjana Mandel. From the class of 2024, Frank Kalani. Also from the class of 2024, Sakshi Basu. From the class of 2025, Grace G. Also from the class of 25, Arturo Valley. From the class of 2026, Lucille Hindley. Last but not least, from the class of 2026, Inji Kang.
The Milton Scholarship that you just received is from Phyllis Milton, and she's been a very generous donor, supporting a good number of students each year. So she wasn't able to be here, but I certainly want to thank her for her generosity. The next scholarship is the Barbara Saltzman Scholarship. And Bill Moran, who's on our foundation board, is not able to be here to give it. But I did want to say just a word about Barbara. Barbara was the chairman of the foundation for a number of years and was extremely dedicated to the college, the students. She actually kind of adopted students, you know, whenever she gave scholarships. Take them out shopping, do all kinds of nice things. But unfortunately, in 2019, Barbara was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and died about 3 months after her diagnosis. But you all will also recognize her because the new pediatric clinic on the 10th floor was named after her because of the gift from her upon her death. So, in Barbara's memory, I'm happy to give this scholarship to Olivia Ethick. Is it Ethick? Oh, well. I always get one wrong. To present the next scholarship, the Dr. Sandra Golden Cohen Memorial Scholarship, I'd like to invite Daniel Cohen to come up.
Unfortunately lost my late wife, Sandra Cohen, about a year plus ago. She had a very strong interest in pediatric optometry. She just loved kids, whether it was professional, personal. She would get down on the floor with them. Her office had more games than our playroom. And she would test the kids for their vision based on the games and little assignments that she would give them to see how well they saw, and however you describe that. I'm not a professional, so I don't know. But in any case, we were happy to put up a scholarship in her memory. Hopefully the recipient is also focused on pediatrics. Vina Baca.
The next scholarship, the Harold Sullivan Memorial Scholarship, he was not able to make it. Okay. We weren't sure whether his son Lawrence Sullivan would make it or not, but certainly Harold was a very long-time faculty member at the college, quite devoted, and certainly many of the students remember him. The scholarship I'm happy to give to Kendra Kim. The next scholarship, the Fred Freefeld Memorial Scholarship, is always nice to give because the Freefelds usually turn out en masse. How many Freefelds do we have tonight? So this scholarship this year, I'm very happy to invite Peter Freefeld to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Just 35, 40 seconds. The scholarship is given in honor of my dad and our family from past years ago who love this industry. So to all the students out there, you are getting into an amazing industry. He started the company when he was in his early 20s and worked in it for almost 7 decades. So this is a wonderful industry to be in. So congratulations to you all. He was a man with a big heart, committed to hard work, supporting others, and allowing himself to be supported. So if that is any words that you can take to your heart tonight, we all share, I think, in the memory of a lot of people here today. We're supporting you in your future careers. So I'm so pleased to present for class of 2024 the scholarship to Laura Medina. Anyone else want it?
Well, thank you. We will make sure she gets a check. I don't know, perhaps she got caught up in clinic. We'll see. Okay. The next is the Dr. Sanford and Claire Levy Scholarships, and these were presented by Dr. Guy Alvieri.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all the recipients. The Dr. Sanford and Claire Levy Scholarships support students from upstate and central New York in the counties agreed upon by the Central New York Community Foundation, the administrator of the funds for this scholarship. Every year, there are 5 recipients. This year's scholarship recipients are Elaine Duckstader, class of 2023. Jacob Rosenberg, class of 2023. Mackenzie Reed, class of 2024.
I'm pretty sure there's a check for you somewhere. Do you have a checkbook? It's here.
Oh, there are 2 there. Buy it for a while, originally. Yeah, her is reading on the check. I can't cash it. Sarah Walsh, class of 2024. And Charlie Stalker, class of 2026.
To present the next 2 scholarships, I'd like to invite Dr. Richard Soden to the podium. Dr. Soden, besides working for the college as Director of Health Care Development, is also the President of the Optometry Center of New York. Dr. Soden.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. The next 2 scholarships I'm going to present are for personal reasons. They are people that are very near and dear to me, that influenced my life a great deal, and I wanted to leave something in both their memories. So the Mary and Samuel Birkin Memorial Scholarship is going to Eden Milman. And the next one is the honor of my parents, and that's going to go to Emma Goodwin.
To present the next scholarship, the Scott Tasker Folsom Scholarships, I'd like to invite Tom Rigney, Executive Director of the Foundation, and our VP for Advancement.
Thank you. So, most of you probably don't know, but for the last year and change, I have been working on the estate of Dr. Bill Folsom. Dr. Folsom was a member of the OCNY Foundation Board. He was a very generous man, and as I have gone through learning more about him, not from him, but from all of the things that related to him, you could see his generosity. He and his wife left the scholarship in memory of their son, who tragically passed away at a very early age, and then were forward-thinking enough to leave something in their estate so that that memory lived on forever. So we were able to both cherish his son as well as him. There are 4 individuals who are going to get the scholarship tonight, but I am pleased to say that we should close the estate, which will add $1.7 million to this endowed scholarship in the next month or so. So yes, we will have an even bigger scholarship next year. So the folks who are getting the scholarship tonight are Gurley and Claire. Sakshi Vasu. You're a lucky girl. Yeah. Noralison Abdullah. And Hassan El-Hedj. Congratulations. Who's trying to steal my mic? So I also, at this point, we're going to start giving out some of our newer scholarships, and I'm going to have Dr. Soden join me for this one. Many of you attended the 50th anniversary celebration last spring, and that celebration was a fundraiser for scholarships specifically, and we were able to raise a significant amount of money to the point we have established 2 new endowed scholarships, of which we'll be giving out each of those tonight. One of them is called the Eyes on New York Scholarship in honor of our 50th anniversary celebration and our annual fundraiser. So that, which is from the OCNY, is going to Studi Patel.
The next 2 scholarships, our recipients weren't able to be here, but I'd like to invite Dr. Christopher Quinn to the podium to speak of each.
Thank you, Dr. Heath. It's certainly an honor and a pleasure to be here with you tonight, honoring your great accomplishments. I can tell you, just looking and hearing from all the recipients, that the future of our profession certainly looks bright. So congratulations to all of you. The first scholarship, the Omni Eye Scholarship for Clinical Excellence in Glaucoma Care. Omni is an ophthalmology practice here in New York that was really founded and dedicated to a simple principle. That principle was that we work cooperatively with community optometrists in providing high-quality advanced medical and surgical care. And glaucoma is such an important disease entity for this profession because we can make a difference. We know there are many patients who suffer from glaucoma who are undiagnosed, and we really need and want to encourage all of you to adopt glaucoma as part of the mainstay of whatever practice you develop once you graduate. So it's our honor to have established this scholarship for clinical excellence in glaucoma care. This year's recipient, Berat Garmet-Siri. And I'm assuming we get that.
We will get to it.
Okay. And the OCNY Scholarship for Clinical Excellence. Clinical excellence is key to your future success. I know that a lot of the 4th year students are now out on their external rotations, but it says a lot if you're recognized in your undergraduate professional career for clinical excellence, because clinical excellence is what takes time and experience. So it's really, again, an honor to recognize the OCNY Scholarship for Clinical Excellence to Mackenzie Chapman.
Thank you. And just as a note, the students who are not here, Dr. Quinn just alluded to it, they're not here because they're not grateful. They're on 4th year clinical externships and can't be here. So they're out there working hard. And I'm sure they wish they were here. To close out the program, the last scholarship is the SUNY Optometry Anniversary Scholarships. And Don Rigby sort of alluded to our effort during our 50th anniversary year last year to really expand our scholarships. And part of that was the gala celebration, the Eyes on New York celebration last April. And 2 of the scholarships are one-time scholarships. There were the endowed scholarships, but there were a couple that are one-time scholarships. And so these last scholarships for 3 students, are one-time scholarships from the anniversary. The first recipient, Alyssa Penna, is unable to be here, but the other two are here. And I would like to invite Melinda Movai, class of 2026. And if Paul Brown would join me at the podium. Now, I think as we close out, let me begin to two things. One is, once we close, if all of the recipients would come up. You know, you often will see in our literature, we always get a good photo of all of the recipients holding thank you signs. So your last responsibility of the evening, before you, I know you've already looked in your envelopes, but before you look in your envelopes too much or head to the bank, please come up front. You know, there will be a reception afterwards. In closing, I just want to say thank you in particular to all of the donors who are here. I got to give a call out, shout out to the Freefeld clan. They run their company the same way they come to events like this. You know, always in a group and with great enthusiasm. But thank you to all of our donors. Thank you for being here. I know there's a couple of parents who joined us today as well. Thank you for coming in from the Great White North now, I guess. And we do have, do we still have refreshments back there? Yeah, there's still, okay. Wasn't sure they weren't all eaten back there by the donors. So anyway, thank you for coming tonight. Enjoy, talk, you know, for those of you who, you know, are direct donors, you know, seek out your donees, say hello, get to know each other a little bit. And again, just thank you all. It's a wonderful evening for our students, and it's a wonderful evening for the college. Enjoy.